What's up, fellow Saiyans? Today, we're going to be doing episode 0 of my painted figures from Marvel United's X-Men. Right here, first figure off, I got Wolverine. And I'm going to be doing a series of episodes after this, showing each person I paint after. It's just, I already painted all these, didn't know they would turn out looking so well. And I really surprised myself. Let's take a little gander at Professor X here. And the game is fun as hell. Marvel United. It's a board game, and each one of these characters is a completely playable character with a deck of cards. Beast here. I added. This is where I practiced my highlights with a dry brush. It turned out pretty well on him. You can see the little edges. Got that light blue, that sky blue. Turned out pretty well. Jean Grey. And again, these are all the core box heroes that come with the core box. Jean, we got a couple different reds in her hair and oranges and mixed together. You could see underneath the bottom how it's blue. That's how you could tell if their heroes are blue, villains are red, anti-heroes are purple. They can play heroes or villains. Here we got Cyclops. And I really think like the wash is what brings a lot of the detail out, because you put that in and you could see in his pouches, like around his belt and stuff, like you could see the crevices, and it really brings a lot of detail to that. Here we got Storm. Storm, I could have probably went back and did a better job. It's just at the time of doing this. Once I added the wash, you could see it kind of like made her hair dirty and like her outfit, which I may eventually go back over, but the rest of her didn't turn out too bad. And that's the core. So then we swap over to the villains over here. To start off, we got Juggernaut, which I added a chrome or a metallic base before I put like the copper color on the helmet. But he's pretty heavy little miniature. Next on the list, we got Magneto, which this took a little while because it's a lot of different colors. You could see the little bolts he's raising out of the ground with his magnetic powers, and the beams added a little rust to them. Little bright pink shading on his jacket, or on his cape, sorry. He's one that's also an anti-hero. You could play him as a hero or a villain. Same with Mystique. Now, the thing with Mystique, you could see here, like, the blue didn't cover her face as well as I thought it would. Or that could be the highlights didn't show up as well, but she looks it's kind of shoddy. But her base, her base looks better than she does. But they can't all be winners, right? And last but not least, out of the core box villains, we got Sabretooth. You can see the different types of tans and stuff I use to highlight them. And that's the villain core box. Like I said, Magneto and Mystique were the anti-heroes. And here we got the X-Force box, which I started, again, before I started doing these videos. It's the X-Force expansion. We'll start off with Cable. He had a lot of little details to pay attention to. A lot of little pouches, little elbow or knee pads, shoulder pads. Just, he took a little while, but I'm pretty pleased with how he turned out. We got Cannonball here. You see the different tones in the explosion, which I feel like that turned out all right too. I'm impressing myself, people. We got Domino. this whole X-Force expansion, it came with Strife, the 4 heroes, and then some locations. And it adds a little twist to the game, makes it a little harder to play. And here we got Shatterstar, which, all with the wash aside, you could see it kind of made his jacket a little. Anybody, you have white, the wash usually, at least the base wash, because I'm using Army Painter paint, so it makes it a little dirty looking, but he didn't turn out too bad. Like I said, I'm using the Army Painter Mega Set, which, I mean, that's all the paint I got, so any of the colors in there, that's what I got. And here's Strife, the villain of the X-Force. You can see he got a lot of metallic silver in his outfit. See, like with the dark tone on top of metallic colors, it looks nice like that. And that's going to be our X-Force box. It's the whole kit. And then right here from the gold box, this is the only figure I did from the gold box, but we got Colossus, which again, used metallic for his skin with like a whitish highlight after. And pretty pleased with how he turned out. He's the only one from the gold I've done so far. And then after him, the only other villain I've done so far is Avalanche from the stretch goal box. We've played with him one time. He's a relatively easy villain to beat. You can see the ground underneath him on top. I mean, he got the metallic colors too. And then on the ground beneath him where he's breaking it open, I use a lot of dark colors and washes to fill in the gaps. But yeah, that's Avalanche.